Wasn't have anything. Wasn't in the car.
Cold. Obviously not. Look at it. Looks pretty happy. Let's check it out there.
Who?
Feel like coming? This one's got the problems up.
Oh, the other one, the last one we were playing with. Is he?
Well, again, folks, as you know, if you have a question at all that you'd like to shout out or else just ask, feel free to do so. Hopefully you'll be able to see a bit of activity over the next hour and a bit, and hopefully you'll be able to see what tigers do quite well, and that's run around and fight with each other and jump and do all those sorts of things. But if you do have a question, now's a good time to ask. Just like we've explained throughout the day, we can't guarantee anything. That's why I say hopefully we can see some activity from the cats. It does obviously depend on the tigers being interested in whatever they want to do. We can try and encourage them by doing certain things, but if they have no interest at all, unfortunately not a lot gets done.
Very faint stripes. Here comes the real one, the real colour.
Is that a real one?
They're all real. Daddy means the real original colour.
So how many picks altogether?
I need the white one looks blue.
Now folks, hopefully you can hear that noise that Samara was making. That's called a chuff, and that's how a tiger says hello. As it walks up to another tiger, it'll make that noise, usually headbutt each other and just rub up against each other. But the tigers will make that noise to us, and we can obviously do it back to them and they respond. So that's a greeting sound called a chuff. But as you probably know, tigers do roar, so that means they physically cannot purr. It is impossible for a tiger to purr, but you will only ever hear a tiger roaring in an aggressive situation. They'll either roar because they are aggressive or because they're going to get aggressive.
Another one.
If we see a few of the cats fighting with each other later on today, you may see or hear that going on.
Dad.
No, you walk around Soak up on you. Pretty tame, eh?
Yeah, I must have brought it.
What's the license?
Stand up and get it. Yeah, stand up.
Yeah, go on. You go look in the shop with Mummy?
Yeah, oh, now I got lots of them. Oh, how many colors could I make? How come?
Too many fights over territory, unlike what we would find in the wild.
Laughing at
If a male who holds territory in the wild has another male within his area, he's obviously going to fight to get it out. But we really won't see those sorts of battles here. And you might see Tyler there just starting to get a little bit possessive over that toy. If the other cats get close, you might see her hissing and snarling, and if they get a bit too close, she will actually lash out at them and become very aggressive towards them. But this is one of those toys which the cats like. It's a brand new toy. It was only introduced on Saturday of this week. And so because of that, they're still seeing this toy as a fun thing to have a hold of. They can get their teeth into it, so it's good to chew on, and so that makes for a bit of possession at some stages.
White one too.
You can see when these guys decide to put on a burst of speed, they have got a bit of pace about them, although at this age they're not still reaching the full speed which they'll be capable of fully grown. Fully grown females capable of running up to about 60 kilometres an hour. Because of their very low endurance rate, you usually only see those sorts of speeds over short distances.
Not all of them look white. That's something.
Look, Goofy.
I wish he's like
Now, if Josh stays where she is, you might see Kyla starting to feel a little bit possessive over this toy.
Mom, no. Oh, you
Now, Ian, in this situation here, is just telling Kyla to leave it. It's a simple verbal command which the cats have learned. And in a situation there, if Kyla does not want to let it go after being given a few warnings, she may just get a quick whack in the nose. Now, tigers are very large, very physical and powerful animals, so it does come down to physical discipline in some situations. Although we'll never be in a situation where we can harm the animal just by giving them a whack in the nose. But don't forget, folks, if you would like to ask any questions, please feel free to do so. Either raise your hand or else just shout them out.
That'll come on and have a look now. Everyone's coming over here.
Now, I might get in just to run along the front there with the toy there, just so you can get a close look at all the cats. And you'll be able to have a quick look at their stripe patterns and the coloration. And if you get a few of the cats looking up at you, you may see that the white tigers have a very greenish blue coloured eyes, and the orange cats all have a coloured eye which is very similar to the colour of their coats. It's like a hazily, goldy, greeny colour. Between the logs is about 2.9 metres, which is an extremely easy jump for the tigers. Now, fully grown, a tiger is capable of jumping almost 6 metres in length. And that's, as far as the big cats go, that's a fairly short jump. Tigers, because of their size, they're obviously not as agile or as good at jumping as maybe a leopard or a jaguar is. And up the front there, you just saw a rise being done with Mohan. And also you'll see one with Rakan very soon. Now this rise just shows you how tall the cats are when they stand on their hind legs. And the males at this age are standing about 8 feet tall. That's for Mohan, the largest male. And when they're fully grown, you're looking at a height standing like that of about 10 to 11 feet tall.
Cool. Huge.
Now, if you have been down here at any time today, I'm sure you've noticed that there's always at least 2 handlers out here at any one time. And that's because we are very aware of the fact that tigers are ambush predators. In the wild, they rely on being able to get very close to their prey, sneaking up on it and having a surprise attack. So there's no reason that it should be any different out here on the island. So quite often what we see is, in particular, the person that's on the microphone or anyone else who has their back turned can be seen as a prime target. And as a prime target, it doesn't mean that the tiger's going to jump on us and try and bite us to bits. It just means that they just might try and jump on us. And if you're standing this close to the moat, you usually go sailing down the moat. And that's why at this stage we'll always see at least 2 handlers, sometimes a few more than that.
He's going up to the tree now.
Now this is a good experiment to show you that tigers are definitely not the most agile of climbers. Because of their because of their body size and their bulk, they're really not so good as far as tree climbing goes. Although most of you are in a spot where you can see this tree just here. If you take a look at the tree up to the point where it just starts to branch out, you'll see a few claw marks. That's a very good climb for a tiger. Our youngest female Samara did that climb not long ago.
The fence, in front of me. No, straight. Not going to give it up now.
And here we have a situation up here where Tyler has decided that that toy is hers. So what Ian's doing there is just hitting the toy, and then if she didn't let it go, the next pop would be right on the end of her nose. And in that situation, she was smart enough to decide to give it up in that situation. But because of the size of these guys, there are situations where they're going to decide, no, I don't want to give this toy up. And what we're preparing ourselves for in the future is a situation where one of our tigers actually grabs a hold of something that was alive. Now, I don't mean one of the handlers. I mean a possum or a duck or a peacock or something like that, a bit of wildlife that's strayed onto this area. The tigers in that situation will kill that animal, but they won't eat it. They will run around and get possessive over it and treat it like a toy. So in that situation, they will get so possessive over it that every other tiger in this area and every handler will be seen as a threat. So obviously we need to try and overcome that by teaching the cats the command of leave it, which simply means you've got to let go of what you've got.
Good.